I'm going to meet with JIAH. We have to talk about this new project, Empty Room Concerts. So stay tuned. I will tell you about it very soon. So let me see. He probably here in this room. Oh my god. Hey, oh my god, I think I came to the wrong room.
Smoke weed?
Oh well, I think it's the wrong room. I'm sorry. I'm looking for JIAH. Do you know him? Yeah? Oh well, so do you know when he's gonna be here?
To the smoke section, you gotta go to the drink section to smoke. So
Oh my god. Yeah. But you say you know JIAH?
Yeah, I definitely know.
How do you know him?
Well, way back in the days, starting back around when everybody's getting their little rap shit started. I know him from the Alcoholics crew, dealing with my boy King T and his youngsters coming up. I think I had a couple of albums out. King T brought them to the table. You know what I'm saying? And I've always been fans of him, so we stayed in contact for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know JIAH right now. Good dude, good people.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's my best friend.
That's your best friend?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And
man.
partner at the same time.
Well, that's what you do. You started making tapes in my garage, trying to speak on what was going on in the neighborhood as far as the gang situation and where I grew up. So that got into my love of music, So I started hearing dudes like Toddy T, Mixmaster Spade, Lil Easy E, some King T, and some Ice T. So that made me want to get into the rap field. So that's what I started doing a while ago.
So you from Compton, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I know, about Compton. It is the most dangerous area around here.
Well,
how about now?
A lot of people, a lot of people say, back in my days, the gang problem was real high, you know what I'm saying? But I think that comes with the territory wherever there's, poverty stricken or, racial profiling with police or whatever. So there's a lot of areas like that. So a lot of people feared Compton because we visualized a lot of stuff back when I came up. If you listen to Eazy-E or NWA, you saw the videos straight out of Compton, or you listen to MC Eiht, Compton's Most Wanted. Everything was looked upon as negative, and Compton was bad because it was gang infested. But we were just like any other typical place that has, uprest with the youth. You know what I'm saying? We were young dudes, uprest, trying to get a standing. So it's like any other place, but people gonna make it seem what it's not.
Yeah, because I travel a lot, every place I've been around the world.
Right.
People talking that, Compton is the most dangerous area in the world.
Yeah, we got a bad rap for a little bit, but Compton's a beautiful place, so yeah. I'd recommend anybody, if you want to come see, visit, it's every place has them places where you shouldn't go. But Compton is safe, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their problems.
Right.
We just got a bad rap because of a lot of us, what we put on the table as far as our music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So about your first album, I'm sure you was influenced by someone from East Coast.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I've been friends with DJ Premier from Gangstar for years. So that was some people who inspired me. Eric B. and Rakim, EPMD, Big Daddy Kane, Biz Markie, Roxanne Sante. If you're not inspired by them, then you really don't know your foundation of hip hop.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Really, I started my career because just for the love of music. I didn't know where it would take me. You know what I'm saying? I had visions of being a normal, adolescent or young adult, maybe having a job or whatever, even though I was in the neighborhood banging and whatever. I knew that at some point I would have to grow up and become a man and, either get a job or whatever. So I started out rapping with just wanting to make tapes. And like Biggie said, I had the magazines, and I would look at the other artists and people like Heavy D and Salt and Pepper and Run DMC and LL Cool J all on these covers of magazines and whatever. And I had the dream, but did I think I was gonna be? Nah. I was just glad to make a record. Whether I knew it would make money, because my first go rounds with making music, I didn't make no money. But I wasn't in it for that. I was in it because I love to make music. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, yes. So you mentioned DJ Premier. How does it feel to be a best friend of Premier?
I mean,
I know you like really close.
It's an honor to know people like that, just to build them relationships over the years in hip hop. It's good to have those sustainable, relationships, especially with dudes who've been in this as long as you have, who's put in extensive work, and somebody I'm a natural fan of. So it starts there. I was a fan first of Gangstar.
Do you work with him on something together right now?
Right now right now I just put out a new album called Lessons. The first single is called Honcho. It's featuring Conway the Machine and DJ Premier. I always go to Premier when I'm doing projects, even if he's not producing on it. I always go to him for, to see if he can mix it or maybe put some scratches on some stuff. Anytime I need his assistance, you know what I'm saying? I can call him up, hey Primo, you think you can scratch on this record? You think you can mix this record for me? And it's just all love, you know what I'm saying? So being able to have a friend like that is good.
I know you're involved in football. How is it going?
I've been coaching football for about 10 years. I started in flag, and then, 5 years old all the way up to 14 years old. It was a different experience, but it was also something that I enjoyed. It gave me the time to connect with my son. I wanted him to know a different side of me than just the music. And so I put him in sports at a young age. He gravitated to football. I mean, I tried him out at everything. Because, at 3.5, 4 years old, you gotta keep. So he did soccer, he did basketball, he did football, baseball. He picked up on football real good. So I started coaching his team. And it just gave me a chance to connect with youth, connect with people outside the music business, build relationships with just ordinary families, ordinary moms and dads, single moms, single dads who kids, fathers or mothers wasn't around. Gave me the opportunity to be a father figure to other children. So it was good to me. It was encouraging. And it was something that I will always cherish as far as being able to give back to the youth, and a shout out Adidas and DJ Premier. They used to always hook the kids up every year with brand new cleats and all that. So I got to give them shots out too. Like I said, coaching was one of them things like outside of my hip hop that I felt was very important to be able to show your ordinary side. You get me?
Yeah, of course. But so your son, he didn't want to continue your career. He didn't want to rap.
I mean, he tried it maybe about 2 years ago. I mean, not even try it. He brought up the subject. Dad. I'm thinking I want to go to the studio or whatever, but I told him that his path is football and education. So stick with something that you're good at right now. We don't know what the pitfalls of music can be. I'm going to tell you right now, it wasn't always glorified for me. It was a roller coaster ride. And me being a father, it's my job to try to help him avoid certain obstacles. Because I want your life to be better than what I had to go through as far as the negativity or the hard struggle or the constant climb. I'm still climbing the ladder right now. You get me? So I put him in something else where he could go out, get an education, hopefully go to college, get a 4-year education, and then do something that you're gifted at. You can play football. So that's the path I put him on. You don't have to necessarily follow in my footsteps as long as you become a good young adult and you become a good person and you know right and wrong and value life and value the situation that you're in. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
What brings the most value to your life? Like,
the most value to my life is just being able to really just wake up every day. I'm able to still, go to the studio and make music and be able to just be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I don't complain about nothing. I respect the position I am. Just being able to have that opportunity and being able to still have longevity in this game. That's what, keeps me going.
Name one thing that stick with you for like whole your life. Since you was a kid, like what does that you still have?
I've always been taught to always seek opportunities. That's always stuck for me. Never just stick to one thing. And always appreciate, you get me? So that's stuck with me all my life. Being raised by my mom and my father, having strong values, whatever. It's always appreciate and be humble. That's what stuck with me, Mom, being humble.
So actually, I have a tourist, level up tourist. It's a hip-hop helicopter tourist around Compton.
Oh,
Okay.
That's cracking.
So, have you ever flown a helicopter?
I actually have. Yeah.
You scared?
No, a little bit, but no, not really. I've flown a lot. I've been flying since I was a little kid, 7, 8 years old. So getting in a helicopter wasn't that much of a shock for me.
I mean, if you want to fly.
If I want to take a Compton tour, yeah, I might take you up on that.
That's one.
Definitely.
Please do.
Yeah, I might take you up on that. Yeah, get a Compton helicopter tour for sure.
So you're gonna make it for me this time.
I'm gonna have to do that. Yes, indeed. Yeah, for sure.
What's about your podcast? Say something about it.
Basically, the podcast I'm joining as a host to an existing podcast. People might have heard of it, watched it. It's called the Gangsta Chronicles podcast. We deal with real dudes who've been in the street life, who are now either being released from jail or deal being from the streets and now are transitioning over to other things, books, music, and then dudes like myself who come from the streets who have got into music.
Yeah, what do you think about the gangster society nowadays? It's like, are you trying to tell the new generations that it's actually not the best life to live, or do you support them?
Growing up in the neighborhood and being affiliated with a gang, I understand the mentality of the young generation because I was young myself too, coming up in the gang. So it was a point to where nobody could really tell us anything, especially somebody on the straight and narrow who's got a good job and going to work every day and has an education and live in the nice suburbs or whatever. It's kind of hard to convince, the youth who are growing up in the same avenues that I grew up. So knowledge to them is basically, we all had to grow up in a bad situation. Do I think that glorifying it, because that's something I never did. Even when I rapped with Compton's Most Wanted and I put out my records, it was never to glorify the neighborhood. It was basically to reach out and let people hear and visualize the stresses that we went through as young black men growing up in gang-infested neighborhoods. So I understand the youth of today and the route it is. Hopefully that they make it, through life and have children to where they mature enough to understand that a lot of it is wasted life It's wasted opportunity on, something that probably 30, 40 years from now, if you'll be able to make it that long, you'll look back on it the same way I did and know that it's not something that I want my kids to follow in the footsteps. So it's a hard road to travel when you grow up like that. So my advice to the youth is just try to think for yourself. Sometimes, that's the best decision you can make. Think for yourself, think of your moms. And sometimes I know we have family members. My mom grew up banging, or my father, and we grow up into that lifestyle. And I understand that because it does lead down that road sometimes. If my mom and my parents was gang banging and we was still living in Compton, naturally, I'm probably going to follow in the same footsteps. So it's up to you to decide what's the right path as a young adult and make the right decision that you can venture off and become someone positive and you can make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I'm sure you did everything to show your kids that it's not.
Well, it comes with the environment. I moved out of town. You get me? And my son didn't have to grow up with gangs on every corner and then selling drugs down the street. My son grew up he went to school with kids who mom and dads was doctors and lawyers. Kids, moms and dads who worked every day. And the area was in gangs and, parks and sports activities. Not to say it's not those opportunities in Compton, but it's a lot of distractions as a youth. You get me? Had I grown up in Cerritos or the suburbs, I probably wouldn't be on the path I am. There probably wouldn't have been an MC Eiht, in the Compton's Most Wanted. But that gave me that stress inside to be able to write music and see that path. But yeah, the opportunity that I showed my kid was, I'm moving up out of here. I don't want my son to have to walk to school and deal with somebody trying to shoot at. Sometimes it's hard when you're going to school and everybody's claiming a set and you feel like you gotta belong. Even though there's sports and organizations, it's kind of hard. Peer pressure is a motherfucker. You get me? It's hard to be the straight kid to go to school every day when half of your friends is banging and then you the only one wanting to be decent and play sports and be out of that. Peer pressure is a motherfucker.
But since you work for the youth, for the new generation of hip-hop.
Be original, you know what I'm saying? Stay true to yourself. Don't have to be so braggadocious, Speak on what you got and where you come from. It's not about all the glamour and the glitz and the high profile. It's about, the hard work and really what people can gravitate to. And be yourself. Jill.
That's right. Oh, by the way, my most important question to you. JIAH.
Jill.
Where is this song here?
I made up JIAH back when I first started rapping. I know a lot of people use it today. Whatever, it's good. I'm not a hater. But I came up with JIAH when I first started grabbing the mic. I wanted to be different. I wanted to set myself apart from a lot of rappers at the time, so I felt that was my signature, saying JIAH. I said it on records as far as back as I can remember. Anybody who trying to say they originated or they came up with it, you can go back to Compton's Most Wanted, back to the first record I ever did, which was probably a song called Rhymes Too Funky. And we put that record out probably in 89, 90, the Compton compilation. And I start the record off by saying JIAH, killing off suckers is me. So I've been saying JIAH since the beginning of time. And it's Blue Stamp official.
But I feel like if people say JIAH, everybody knows that it's yours.
Some people don't, but I'm not tripping off of that. Some people don't respect or whatever, but I'm not on it. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people that know where it came from. Certain people use it. They use it to the best of their ability. It don't bother me, but remember, I said it right here. Anybody got any motherfucking thing to say differently, you can hit me up. I originated. You can borrow it. Go right ahead. JIAH.
Wow. Thank you so much. I hope that you forgive me for.
I know we all love. I'm colorblind. You get me? We all love here.
Okay.
Red and blue makes green. So you put this together and make green. Shout out to all my red people out there. Shout out to all my blue people out there. It's all good. JIAH.
Thank you so much.
All day.
It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Lessons. Go get it right now. If you ain't heard it, go get it. Blue Stamp Music.